This episode of The Instance is brought to you in part by Squarespace.com, where using the code INSTANCE saves you 25% on all their services. Go make a great website, portfolio, or blog, e-commerce solution, whatever you need, with responsive mobile designs and more. Free trial available without a credit card. Right now at Squarespace.com, and don't forget that code INSTANCE at checkout saves you 25%. Hey, check it out. Nerdtacular.com is live. There are tickets available for the big event. It's happening in July, the weekend of the 4th. And you, dear listener, are encouraged to come. Who's going to be there? Well, I will, of course. Tom Merritt, Veronica Belmont, Brian Ibbett, Brian Dunaway, Randy Jordan, Justin Robert Young, Brian Brushwood. I'm running out of names. The Spags, Steven Schleicher, the Major Spoilers crew, some cartoonists and stuff, and a bunch of other people we haven't even announced yet. Oh yeah, the guys that host The Instance with me. And you. That's who's coming to Nerdtacular. Sign up now at nerdtacular.com, and tickets are going fast. Well over half of them are gone. If you want in, you got to get in now. And come join us at beautiful, sunny Snowbird Resort right here in Salt Lake City, Utah, July 4th weekend in 2014 for Nerdtacular 2014. That's a lot of 2014s. Nerdtacular.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Morheim from Blizzard, and you're listening to The Instance.
You're listening to The Instance.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Instance, episode 361. We're going to talk about World of Warcraft and maybe some other Blizzard things, because today is a weird day. It's Friday, March 14th, 2014. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Dills over there. Hey, man, what's up?
Hi, Scott Johnson.
Good to see you, man. How you doing over there?
I'm doing good, but you can't actually see me.
No.
I don't have my camera turned on.
That's true.
I will not be turning it on.
I just thought you were just like, you were holding really still because your avatar with the thumbs up is...
Yeah, I'm just doing that for, the entire hour and plus. I will be sitting here pointing at you weirdly. I hope it doesn't bother you.
Not at all. I find it kind of sexually arousing. I don't know why.
Okay. All right.
So, hey, it's us, too, for a moment anyway, until Terpster finishes up his call. He's on some big call. Plus, he's an hour earlier in the UK than normal because we did our daylight savings nightmare.
We do a thing that nobody else does for the farmers. We do it for the...
It's usually for the wheat, it's for the corn. And he usually... so it's normally 5 o'clock p.m. his time, but it's 4 o'clock, and he's still busy working. So we completely understand. He'll hop in when he can. He'll just join the call, and there he'll be. So look forward to that. I'm anxious to get his perspective on some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. And a little disclaimer at the top of the show. Blizzard has been kind of like one of those broken fire hydrants on the side of the road that's just gushing information.
Just spouting, little kids are playing in it. It's great.
Now imagine it this way. Imagine that you are the owner of, let's say, 4 or 5 of those hydrants, and all 4 or 5 of those hydrants are spewing at the moment. And there are kids dancing around each of those 5 fire hydrants owned by, let's say, the city of Blizzard. This scenario is starting to fall apart now. I can't go
now imagine that it's our job to sit and talk about one of those fire hydrants and completely ignore all of the others.
It's not really possible. It's a weird time for Blizzard, and we're going to get to it later in the show, but I think it just bears noting that this is a Blizzard we've not ever seen. We have all 5, 5 teams now? 6 teams, whatever it is. How many teams do we got?
A lot of teams, man.
All right. All 5 teams.
Hearthstone is team 5. I don't know exactly how many total.
All the teams at Blizzard, those working on, with the exception of StarCraft, we're not hearing much from there, but we kind of are still hearing from the people behind StarCraft because they're over there at Heroes of the Storm. But we've got crazy news about Heroes of the Storm. Diablo 3 continues to be a big deal, and it's about to get bigger at the end of the month. Freaking WoW had pre-orders for WoD, a estimated delivery time-ish, and boost to 90. That'll happen the same week. Hearthstone went out of beta and full... like straight up retail this week. Not retail,
well,
but,
retail, freetail.
Freetail. Oh, I like that, dude.
Freetail.
Freetail. I think you just coined a thing that probably many internet people said already.
Make money off.
Nothing's ever new.
Nope.
But yeah, the it's just nonstop. It's like just crazy.
It's insane.
And I've never seen Blizzard like this in all the years that I've played. I was telling you before the show when I started playing freaking Warcraft 2. and all that whole time, and the sort of pre-Diablo 1 days, it was always just Blizzard's got one thing to talk about. Here it is, and there you go. StarCraft came along. Here's what we're working on. This is what we're doing. There's nothing else around this thing. And it was always been that way. And I would argue it's been that way up until even recently, because even in the last few years, it's like, okay, we're going to release StarCraft 2 in 2010, and it's got a huge buffer around it. There's really nothing else happening. There's WoW stuff and there's patches and that, but for the most part, with that one exception of them now having an MMO, which constantly has content updates, you just didn't see this kind of release.
Yeah, it was one thing at a time.
Yeah.
But that can't really happen anymore now. I mean, if you open up your Battle.net app, right, you got 5 games in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
And they're all games I could like log into and play right now, and they'd be fresh.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. We do want to rub it in a little too, that the heart of the Heroes of the Storm. I keep saying heart of the Swarm as well.
I know.
Heart of the heroes.
Whoa! Hey, what?
The hero hearts.
Wild Tripster here.
Boom. Sorry about that.
That's all right, dude. It's an hour earlier there. So.
That's fine. Exactly. Yeah, it's not a problem at all. It's just like the American government's like, hey, how can we mess up diplomatic relations some more? I don't know. Maybe we'll make the Ruskies and the Europeans have to deal with us an hour earlier for a little while.
I mean, you probably have to deal with American phone calls too all the time, and they're all shifting hours
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So good times for you. Well, I'm glad you made it though. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to have made it. What a week! I could not have missed it on this week. There is so much that's happened.
No, it's too much going on. Yeah.
Too much.
Way
too much. Are we just going to not talk about any of it?
Yeah, we hadn't even gotten
Let's
to
not
it yet.
talk about it.
We were too busy describing the sheer amount of it in like lots of different ways.
Yeah.
How many different analogies can we make? Yeah.
A metric and imperial lot.
A shit ton, really. If I'm gonna
Wow.
use what the kids
We're going to
say.
use potty mouth.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
Let's go a little blue on it. So I assume all three of us have played Heart of the Storm, or Heroes of the Storm, right? Right.
Heart of the
Yes.
Storm.
Okay,
Played
so
on
all of us.
Heroes of the Heart.
So all three of us got
Heroes of the Swarm.
We all got the alpha hoo-ha, technical alpha they call it. And it's a little bit. This is actually a little bit different mode for Blizzard to be in generally, because they don't typically release alphas to the public or to even select people and let you not have NDAs and let you stream. And
They were just like, here,
Well,
go ahead, stream it.
kind of did with Reaper of Souls.
Yeah,
That one, when
you're
that
right.
came out, that was like, yeah, guys, go nuts on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, cool.
But it was a beta, like technical alpha. That's crazy talk.
I think that's just them giving it a crazy talk name. I think it's just like it's earlier than we would like.
Yeah.
But it's still a finished game by everyone else's standards.
Yeah.
Feels
So let's
pretty
put it
damn
out.
playable to me. I mean, I didn't run into a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know
it's
you guys, but
I would call it as usual pretty polished. I did have one major crash, and you can actually see it happen on the video I did last night while playing it. But other than that, I wasn't having any other sort of glitches or issues or noticeable bugs. And of course, they have a disclaimer when they send out these accounts to us that, hey, it's an alpha, so be nice and keep that in mind while you're reporting on it. But for the most part, this is a culmination of a much more open, accessible Blizzard. Maybe perhaps more than the history of their existence. I feel like we have more transparency to earlier and earlier builds of games, the progress on those games, the people behind those games. Like this is full access time. I feel like this hasn't been like this since ever for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blizzard is they're like the hot girl that put the ponytail back up and put the glasses back on, and like they're much more approachable now than they ever were before.
Totally. Plus, that's kind of way hotter for me. I like that better.
If you're into that sort of
I
thing.
am kind of. Yeah, why not? Anyway, it's exciting and stuff. So, look, if you are tuning in today, there is plenty to talk about. WoW, we've got a potential release window. We have boost to 90. We have pre-orders. There's stuff to talk about. So we're going to get to all that. But if you are tuning in...
we are going to talk about World of Warcraft.
Sure. But if you're tuning in today going, man...
World of what?
If you are tuning in today thinking we're not going to talk about anything else that's been going on in Blizzard's world this week, which have been such a crazy week, then you are smoking the crack, and I don't know what I can do for you. I wish I could do more for you, but that's just the way it's going to be because we can't ignore it. I want to go around the table real quick and just talk about our first impressions of Heart of the Storm. Gosh dang it. Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, man.
I keep
Why
mixing
do they
them.
have two games with the same exact letters?
I'm sure it's come
because
up.
it's heroes and then hearts. Okay, but heroes is heroes. That's all we call it now. We don't read any
call it
past.
heroes?
It's just heroes.
Just call it heroes. Okay.
Heroes.
All right.
Done.
I can do that. I'm done calling it HOTS or Heroes or Hearts of the Storm. I'll quit doing that.
Yeah, just heroes.
Terpster, let's start with you. You played some, I assume, and your impressions. I mean, we played a little at BlizzCon, obviously, as well, but how do you feel about this build?
I think it's very cool. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting because money and numbers are in there, and they said, these aren't final, so if you all hate it, we might change it. It's quite expensive. But I was chatting to some like MoBA friends, and they're like, "Oh no, it's pretty normal."
Are you talking about?
And I was like,
skins
"Really?
and stuff?
Skins
Yeah,
and
like
characters?
the skins, like some $15 skins, $10 characters." I was thinking, like, "Whoa, really?"
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy them with in-game currency, and you can earn that through playing. But it just seems like a lot of money.
It seems very League of Legends to me, the pricing. It doesn't seem
Well,
that crazy.
the characters you can earn with the gold, but the skins I think are pretty much. Well, no, not all, but most are
They're premium, yeah. They do this with the Marvel.
Yeah, that's how it works.
What's that Marvel one? The Diablo Marvel game.
Yeah, but
you'd
have to buy heroes, right? Like
Yeah.
There was,
You could buy heroes. You could earn.
really do in this.
Yeah.
If you make it a competitive game, because
Sure.
it's a big deal to be able to have access to all of the heroes.
Yeah.
If you want, without having to spend money on it.
The skins are
They-
badass.
Yeah, the skins are cool though.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right, Terpster. When I looked at all that stuff for the first time, I was a little bit taken aback. But the first time I looked at it was in Dota, so this time it wasn't so much of a thing. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Well,
There's the stuff
Dota for paying in Dota, isn't it all cosmetic? Like all heroes are just available.
You
right?
already have all the heroes, yeah. So I'm actually a little surprised that they went with the unlock the heroes approach here.
Yeah. I think I would have appreciated the Dota approach more in this case, because I just think with Hearthstone anyway, they've shown a real, I don't know, a pretty smart way of doing it. So if you never want to pay, you don't have to, and if you do want to pay, there's value.
Yeah.
And not
But
saying
here,
that's
though,
not true here, but I like
it's
the Dota
the
way.
same. It's the same in most cases because it's basically you could have all the heroes now, or you could unlock them over time.
Right.
To you, right?
Well, I can tell you, and Dills and I talked a little off air about this, but I'm not a Dota fan generally. I've always kind of been annoyed by the gameplay, and I'm not good at it typically, and I just feel like it's oppressive in terms of the community. I'll get into an LOL game, and I have before, where it's just you immediately feel like the biggest dork on the planet. It's just I don't like it. I've seen.
Scott? Are you a top, a bottom, a jungler? Are you a support?
I'm going to be
I'm
you a carry?
I like to jungle. I'm a
You
jungle.
like the jungle?
jungle.
Jungle,
All right,
jungle is massive.
jungler's all right. I like to
Getting
do
all up in that jungle.
whatever I do. I usually go ranged and then try to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Run around and people yell at you.
Yeah, kind of. And they're just it's
So
the
you
most
play like me.
it's the most caustic, toxic place I ever set foot. Really, I've had better experiences in a COD Xbox Live match than I do in an LOL game. I do a little better in Dota 2 in terms of the community, but for the most part, it's just kind of toxic and horrible. So what I really want from this is a more accessible, easier to learn, harder to master experience, the way Blizzard is known for those kinds of experiences. And then I want to be able to not have a community that wants to constantly kill each other and hate each other. I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if that's even possible in today's competitive gaming.
Yeah.
Probably not, or at least to some degree. I mean, look at people in trade chat. I mean, we've got plenty of experience with WoW games and with with StarCraft matches where people are complete dicks. So that may just be the way of the world, and I'm way too optimistic about it. But I can tell you that it feels better to me as a game. So just purely as a game, I'm more interested in playing this than I am any of those other ones, and that comes from a very casual MoBA standpoint that I've sort of held for years. I'm not competitive. I'm not a huge, big player of that type of game. I never have been, and there's too much. There's a big tower defense factor in this, and I hate tower defense generally. So once in a while they do it right, and this feels like it's not too oppressive. Whatever. It's. I'm going to give it obviously time and stuff. But Dills, you said some stuff before the show that got me thinking about some of its potential problems. So explain some of that.
My only concern so far, and only having played for a little while, is that while I think the game is just super fun and I love it, I love being able to select like Blizzard heroes, like it's in my world,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Dota and League of Legends, I'm just like, I don't know who these people are and I don't know why I would care.
Yeah. Well, in those cases, you're like, oh, it kind of looks like Thrall because it was originally a
this
Warcraft
one's
3
named
game.
Lich,
Right.
so. But there's just the familiarity obviously like draws me in. The thing that concerns me though is if they do want to bring in the esports people and get people to actually convert over, and we get to watch some high level play at some point. Is the complexity going to be there? Are we going to find that depth throughout the game? And so far, it seems very, just take out all the things that are frustrating for a new player. Just get rid of those. Just keep in like the core gameplay and add a couple of like new map styles and things. And that, I don't know if that's going to be enough to get the esports people who want to have like a big challenge and want to have, they want to figure out some crazy new build that no one's thought of.
Right.
And when you only have 2 choices every few levels, that's not really going to bring a whole bunch of complexity in. So I'm a little concerned with that, but obviously I've only played for a little bit, so we'll see if I find that complexity later.
Yeah, I mean, my other worry with that though is that it's going to be very cookie cutter, and it's just going to be, it's going to be like, okay, well, you level this, and then you level that, and then you do this and do that, and it just seems a bit,
Yeah,
well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of like weird complexity to the item functions, in like Dota and LoL, but
and that's gone here. So you're not walking up to a goblin hut and going, here, let me see what you got.
But you also don't have to do that thing where you hover over like a whole bunch of stuff in a grid and try to figure out what the hell is good and bad.
Yeah.
In the middle of a game, where
that's what I hate. See, this to me, the Blizzard approach is actually preferable to me. Now, you're right about is it ultimately going to provide the depth that players need? That's a totally valid question. But as a player who doesn't like looking at 5,000 options, potions, items to buy from a damn goblin between the fight, and then taking too long looking because your guys are waiting for you down one of the lanes or whatever, that's always frustrated me. So this approach is better for me. A lot like Hearthstone's mana versus playing resource cards and Magic or something. I like those simplifications, but I think you make a really valid point, and more playtime is needed, obviously, to sort of flesh this out. But let's see.
And there's other ways to do this. I mean, the fact is that like things like what abilities to use in which order, and how do you actually go about engaging, can all be really complex without all this stuff with the items and everything. So I just need to see it more, I think, to really understand how that strategy is going to actually, because when I watch an esport and I watch like the best players, you want to feel like, oh, they did something I never even thought of. And it's going to be hard to find something that you never thought of when there's not that many things to think of.
Terpster, as a lore nerd, how do you feel about how do you feel about Uther the Lightbringer just hanging out with Jim Raynor and just this whole?
I got no problems with that whatsoever. I think that's brilliant. Again, the idea is some gaming nexus has formed and pulled all these great champions and heroes and bad guys into one space for them all to kick each other's ass. It's very plausible. It's
this could happen.
Exactly. This could be the next World of Warcraft expansion. I wouldn't put it past them.
That would be insane.
Wow.
You are not prepared for this because it's quite unexpected. It's I can see it being good.
Yeah,
I like how they make fun of it a little bit too along the way. And he's like, "Why are we doing this?" He's like, "Don't worry about that.
Don't ask questions like
Just
that.
Just go freaking get him, man."
Yeah, and you don't die. Wait, I thought I was dead. Nah, here we let you teleport over to that French toilet-looking thing, and it's all good. And the conversation between those two just made me smile the entire time. Diablo, which is clearly the model from like Diablo 2, is just rad.
Look great
he looks like. I mean, I know that other skin will be in there.
Diablo. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They'll put that in there as a skin. I'm 100% sure about that. But the fact that it's this old school Diablo, huffing and puffing and being the bad guy, he's great. Just the whole vibe that they are willing to just kind of mishmash this thing together in this way is maybe my favorite bit. Is that enough to drive esports? Probably not, but I don't care. I really like the mashup.
Yeah, it's super fun. Well. I mean, that's the thing. If you take out all of my concerns about esports and you just put me in a game and just say, "Here, play this game," I'm like, "Yeah, this game is awesome."
Yeah,
like just put me in a vacuum where I've never heard of any of the other MOBAs.
Sure.
Then this game is just incredibly fun.
Maybe that's who they're aiming for. But I know, like, if the three of us and two of our best friends are in there fighting another team, I can't imagine anything I'd rather do right now. That sounds like a ball.
fact, we should stop recording this show.
Good night, everybody.
We should.
Bye.
See you. Thanks. Yeah. See you next week. So I could have made that even better by one. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. A drop of the week. Okay, bye. All right. We're out. Anyway, so that's going on, and that's a big deal, and surely things will come out of that, but I don't really have a perfect hero yet. I played a little bit around with what's available right now, and I kind of like Raynor. I know he's the starter dude, but I like ranged, and I like his... He's a little hickier in this one. I'm just throwing this out here. A little more of a redneck than he was in his StarCraft stuff.
He's always been a...
He sounds like George Bush Jr. in this game.
He does not sound like George Bush Jr.
Now watch this shot. Yeah, that's...
What the hell's going on? You put that hammer away, Uther. He's just kind of an old hick. But anyway, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So I've been playing that.
They got George Bush Jr. in to voice him. That would be brilliant.
Well, they got what's his name again.
Thank you, Mr. President.
So, oh gosh, this brings the bigger... Maybe we should talk about it now. So I raided 2 this week, and I went and got myself a boosted to 90 character because another piece of news that came out... Oh, this stuff's just all over the place. Let's just talk about it. So
too much.
World of Warcraft, they popped out and said, look, hey, expansion sometime in the fall. Great. Pre-order now. Oh, great. Go on and buy it.
Before 12/20.
Yeah, before Christmas.
Sometime before December 20th. Who knows how much before?
Yeah, nobody knows at this point.
I mean, who does that as a release date, though? Who says sometime before then?
Companies
you
who...
often say it would be like Q4, this winter. This holiday season.
Yeah.
And they've just gone and been like, sometime before December the 20th.
What happens on December
2014?
20th when they know that it's definitely before that? Like, what?
Well, Blizzard can get away with
this. We break
up
for Christmas on December the 20th.
Yeah,
so if it doesn't happen then, it would then be like next year. So it's gonna be this year.
But they still do the voice the whole time, that announcer voice?
Yeah, the whole time.
I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, sometime this fall they say the pre-order went up. It's $49. Isn't that $10 more than the previous expansion? I want to say it is.
Is it?
Pretty sure that was $10 more than Mists. I could be wrong. That's my memory. This is for the standard edition, mind you. I'm not talking digital deluxe or the collectors or any of that. So the other thing is the 90 boost became available to you immediately if you went and pre-ordered. So some people have complained that now the boost really isn't free because the only way to even get the boost is by the expansion, but that seemed obvious to me whether you do it now or later. Yeah. Like what's the entire point? But here's my problem. So I'm going to just tell you.
It's free with the expansion. And they're like, yeah, but you got to buy the expansion. You're like, yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
It's free when you get the expansion.
Right. So here's the problem I ran into. I went and did exactly what I promised on the show. I was going to turn my shaman into a full-blown level 90 dude. And I did that. He was level 20-something, 30, whatever he was. I didn't get him to 60 to get
I saw it.
You
did it in video.
Yeah, you saw the video, yeah. So I did that, and that's great. And I stopped the video right after I got to Timeless Isles and immediately saw like 4 other shamans sitting around me in the same clothes. And then later on decided, well, let's get in there and let me start learning this dude. And you go to Icy Veins and you go to a few other places like, all right, what's the rotation on this character I've never played before? Let me get the hang of it. These are 90 levels of skills and abilities I'm not familiar with. And, there's these 3 ones that come out of being the talents I chose. And what's the popular talent tree? Great, I'll use those. And you kind of just go into it with the experience of the internet, hoping that they're good enough and everyone is telling you the right advice, because honestly, there is no other way to tell. And I think this is a kind of a problem for Blizzard in this particular case, is that you are plopped down in Timeless Isles, and I know what to do there because I've been there and done it with my hunter, but I don't know this character at all. And so I immediately went out and took on a small, dumb turtle. No big deal. Should be able to just tear him down. And that turtle killed me. Well, because
it's time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. Well,
they're not small and dumb.
I've been playing my paladin for a long time, and those Timeless Isle turtles kill me. And it's because I will be like, I won't move.
Right.
All of those things. If you fail to move when they give you their like, I'm gonna hit you thing, you will die.
But even the big one, the little guys.
Is that you're just used to playing a hunter. Hunters are easy mode. L to play.
Shot and AFK.
They're a little OP. I admit when it comes to
OP.
Okay, hold on a second. Yeah. Now the way that it's supposed to happen once once the game is released is that you get drip fed your talents. But right now you just get everything.
Got everything loaded up, all of it.
But that's the problem. Is currently it literally drops
not
you times up.
Yeah, it's not going to work the way that it's essentially going to work.
Yeah. And so in a small way, I'm kind of sad that I did it now. Because I'm going to miss out on whatever that experience is, and I don't want to pay.
I don't think so. Well, actually, no, you probably will. Actually, thinking about it, yes, no, you will. Yeah.
Whoops.
I mean, I'm going to have
to do it again, Scott, for $60.
I mean, I know I'll get the cool Portal experience with these characters and all the things you're going to get with 90s that are just natural 90s, but I'm not going to see whatever that weird spoon-fed skill thing was, a la Death Knight sort of thing they were going to do. But moreover, it does leave you in the raw. You're just kind of like, whoa. And that's a lot of action buttons. And my bars are full of things that I don't know are any good yet. Which one of these will be like the freaking eagle eye bullcrap, or which one of these will be a thing I want to use all the time, or which one's going to
what did you pick, by the way? Did you go?
I went elemental, even though I know they're lower on DPS right now.
So basically, you want a fire shock or flame shock or whatever. Then you want a lava burst.
Yeah.
And then
Make
you
sure
want a lightning bolt. Yeah.
No, I figured I've got a nice basic rotation. It's not.
Right.
It's easy. Like I play an elemental shaman, and it's just you
fire stuff off. But then there's the extra talent ones, and I like to feel comfortable in my jeans, and I'm not feeling comfortable yet. So I wonder how many people are going to get there. I'm sure the shaman's going to be great, and I'm going to enjoy him long term. I'm not worried. It'll just take a little time. But how many players are going to get there, boost their mage to 90, and go, oh, buyer's remorse. I should have done a priest because in their head, this seems too hard. If they did a priest, they'd feel the same way because there's really no direction at that point. Now, I'm not saying there has to be. This is a nice bonus boost thing. It's not like a thing Blizzard needs to put a bunch of song and dance around it, other than I guess at launch they'll have that little spoon-fed thing. But you really do feel like you're being dropped in the middle of nowhere with no idea how to do anything. And it's a weird feeling. Because I know my hunter so well, it's like, well, I know exactly what I do with him at 90. Boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. There's all my stuff. Here's my talents.
So the thing is, on the US side, I had my account lapsed ages ago, and I got a Scroll of Resurrection to come back. And so I ended up getting a free level 80, which is fantastic. And I got this level 80 mage. I made a goblin mage, and that was all fantastic. I started playing it in Vashir, and kind of left it there. And so he's still level 80. Now, the thing is my shaman is already level 90 on the US side. So I'm literally, when I get Warlord of Draenor on US side, I'm going to have a level 90 mage with primary specification, primary talent, professions even, maxed out. And I've literally played it for like 3 minutes. It's like my slash played's gonna be nuts. I'm gonna have no idea what to do with that one, really. So
I mean, I feel like I'd have a better handle on the mage, just because I've got a mage at 60 something. I could have bumped up, but I felt like I could probably level him through, and I didn't want to waste my 90 on a thing that was already so high.
Yeah, but you know what though, the professions saves you so much time and money. So even if you leveled all the way to 60, it may feel like a waste because of the levels, but those last 30 levels and the last, 500 points on a profession can be equally as rough as the first 60 levels.
See, I don't like this sense of buyer's remorse that I have about what character to pick, and it's not like they let you test drive it, so you're kind of in. Like, this is it for me.
Yeah.
Click
it, and then
it's another $60 to play that game again.
Sure.
Blah. So I'm a little stressed about that. If I do it again, though, if I end up doing it again, it probably will be that mage. And I can't imagine at this very moment why I would do this again. Like, it seems crazy now. For $60, it just seems crazy.
I see. I still have.
It is a lot, but I understand all of it now. I think a bit better.
How do you mean? Explain.
Well, because of if they made it cheaper, then it makes it almost that you have to do it. And then you have this huge amount of the game that no one plays, and I don't know. I can see how it can break it. I can understand it. It is a lot of money, but it's because it's something that you actually have to manually think. I mean, Blizzard also loses out on a lot of game time, in terms of, like, it might take you a month, so that's $15 they've lost out on.
Right. Right. I mean, the other question is this early boost. I'm questioning why I did it now. Not that I would do it. I mean, I'm going to do it obviously, but why I did it now and not at launch. Not just for the spoon fed, but because what am I going to do with him really? I mean, when I'm raiding, I'm taking my hunter. I can go and build him up and get gear and all that. But the minute the expansion hits, I should just do it then and run. And now he can just level like a normal guy. You know, like he can go to 100. He can earn his stuff. He can LFR. He can raid. He can do dungeons.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. And I'd already decided on that. So
I got greedy,
now I'm
dude.
glad hearing your story. I'm glad that I did not jump in there and just go do it.
Yeah,
I don't really have a character that I need to do it on right now anyway, and I was going to do it to my my rogue most likely.
Sure.
So, you know, I don't know. I just already made the decision.
I'm gonna buy loads. I'm not even gonna pretend I'm not. You know, the fact is that to have near max level characters for the next expansion on lots of different servers is useful. You know, I play with a lot of different people, and I kind of like the idea that makes that more possible. So yeah, for me, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it makes sense, and I feel like I'll probably end up at some point, like I said, one maybe other character, but I do wish it. So if my recommendation is worth anything out there, I would do it at launch, guys. I don't think there's no real compelling reason to do it now, other than I kind of took the bullet for the show and I wanted to get that video up and I wanted to be able to talk about it and have some experience with it. And I did that and it was worth it for this. But if I was just a dude playing a game,
did this so you don't have to.
Yeah,
guys.
I did this so you don't have to, guys. You don't, and there is some remorse in it. I really kind of wish I'd have held off because of those things I mentioned, and because there's really not. I'm not going to do a lot with him. I'm going to learn him, but I'm not like going to go all hardcore and spend all my time in LFR every day on this secondary character, because why? The expansion's coming. I'll do it in there. Sure. So I don't know. I feel it's an interesting thing. I'm really torn about it though, about how I feel about it now. All right, so that's going on. Loot 2.0 leading up to Reaper of Souls. That's coming up.
Oh my lord! Yeah. I've been playing so much.
I know. Diablo's back, dude.
It's just Diablo's back, and it's more drug addicted than ever.
Yeah, it's so good.
Nuts. I got like 5 legendaries last night, and they were all amazing.
Yeah. And they came at the right time. It felt good, and you knew what you had to do to keep going. Like all of that, the treadmill of Diablo is back in such a freaking wicked way. It's just great. I freaking love it, and I'm all legendaries except maybe, I don't know, 1 slot, 2 slots maybe. And it's not that it was just showering me with them; they were hard earned. I had some bad fights. I'm running Masterful right now, and it's kicking my A, but it's worth it. And I'm getting way more, Paragon experience. I'm getting way more drops. That game's great. Holy crap, I can't wait for the expansion. But look at all this Blizzard stuff. And then this week, particular to Dills, Hearthstone came out of freaking beta.
Yeah.
It got released.
Became a real game. Yeah.
I don't get that.
Soft release though.
It's the most horrid, dry nothingness of a game launch ever. And I don't get it.
I think, though, here's the thing. There's going to be more of a loud release because there's going to be iPad and then there's going to be adventure mode. And it looks like April 1st, we're going to get iPad release.
Ooh.
And that is going to be like the big...
Day?
Yeah. No. Not because of April Fool's Day, because the 1st is when a new season starts. And they already had said that there's a lot of
the iPad thing. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it, but I played it and I enjoyed it. Can I say that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I wouldn't be surprised if that was getting launched soon.
Yeah. So
again, I always say that with Blizzard games, and then they launch them like 6 years later.
Trust me, April 1st, iPad comes out.
You've been Dills Turnamus lately, so
yeah, I predicted the release.
Yeah.
I predicted that it was coming soon the week before, and then I predicted the night before that tomorrow was the day.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
So.
And you don't have insider info. Just know.
I'm just paying attention.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so I think that's when we're really going to hear like a lot of information. I think right now is just kind of like, okay, it's ready. We don't have to call it a beta anymore.
Yeah.
We're doing the big bug fix thing. There's still a couple of weird bugs, but they're not like game breaking as much as they once were. So this, I think, that's going to be where we actually get like a big promotional push for the game, is when they actually do that. And then there's also the adventure modes, which I don't think are coming with the iPad initial release, but should be soon after. And then you've got new cards coming with that. So there's a lot of stuff that could be better as a big announcement than just we fixed some bugs. So I think that's why they didn't make major announcements.
So in the larger scheme of things, all of this stuff happening at once at Blizzard, and it's kind of crazy and unprecedented. It feels like the only people they're competing with are themselves for the eyeballs and time of their gamers. Do you see what I mean? Like there are a lot of games coming out. People like Titanfall. They like playing these other games, and that's great. But I've never seen Blizzard do so many things to make me wonder which of their games I should spend my time on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Shamalden in the chat room, that point you're making is actually completely false. That Blizzard is just Apple friendly. Like every app developer is Apple friendly because Apple has more standardization in their app development than Android does.
It's not that simple to say they're just Apple friendly.
Yeah, when you're building on the Android platform, it's much more difficult because every single device has a different screen size.
Yeah.
And every single device has like different specifications, whereas with Apple, it's just all like pretty uniform. So
boom.
Be careful calling them like any company like Apple friendly when it comes to this app development stuff.
No, some of my best friends who are Android devotees keep telling me it's like, no, we expect Apple to get stuff before we get it. Sometimes
it's the way
it
world
is. Yeah.
When it comes to this stuff, like you release on iOS first because it's actually much faster to develop it for iOS.
Yeah.
The tool
are
is
better.
It tends to be. They have a higher. Well, there's a lower piracy level on iOS.
Yeah.
And traditionally, if you're looking at demographics, it's a more affluent market. It's a more expensive device normally, and thusly, you normally think that person is open to spending more money.
Yeah.
So
it's
a lot of people
thing.
tend to go for that.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with like Apple, devotees or whatever working in these companies. It's literally just like this is easier to do, and there's more reason to do it there, and that's all.
Yeah,
that's all
it is. And they're doing Android, so just hang on, it'll get there.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just the way.
Gosh, what else? There's other stuff. I think we probably ought to get to the main news if there's any left. Let's get to it. Here you go.
Big news of the week.
That gnome trailer was pretty good.
Oh man, so cool!
Yeah.
Did you notice how it basically looks exactly like my gnome?
I did notice that actually. Does yours have a mustache now that it's 90?
He does have a mustache.
Okay.
Well, he had it always though. That's the thing. I like that they said like that's how can we represent the most badass of gnomes?
Yeah.
And they just Googled it, and then my gnome came up, and they're like, oh, there we go.
It's important to note. First time we've had any kind of focus on a gnome in a trailer, either in the game engine or a
it's still not what we wanted though, was it? It's an in-game cinematic, which is lovely and very cool, but it's not super high-end CG. I want to see his paws and his nose. Cinematic.
You wanted to be like fighting Garrosh, like one-on-one.
I wanted him to be teabagging Garrosh, saying, "Who's watching now, Garrosh?" Like that. And
that
then
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, or maybe having Garrosh in a headlock.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That'd be all right.
Cool.
That'd be all right.
Yeah.
I imagined you though when you saw it that this was your reaction right here.
Oh shit!
There. Was that it?
that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, not really. No.
Okay.
But yes.
That was this morning, by the way, when we called you early.
That was when I was in the middle of a call, and Scott phones me, and I went to click off, and then for some reason saying no meant yes. I was like, Skype's really forcing itself on me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Skype's got issues right now. It's just the answer to all our problems. Anyway, this gnome trailer was great. It was people were confused why that was coming out. It seemed kind of leaked, and then very quickly we got the pre-order, and then we got the boost, and now it makes sense why there was a trailer. So it's actually a pretty good way of explaining how it works, and it is funny, and it's great that not just armor and cool stuff happened at 90, but his mustache came at 90.
Yeah,
that's badass. Yeah, it's fun. I like when they do this stuff, so I have no problem with it. Game Planet had an interesting interview that opened up kind of a few things we haven't heard much about. Number one, this is about the expansion. Iron Horde will be coming through the Dark Portal in the weeks coming up to the expansion release, some sort of pre-release event, which is great.
I really hope that it's, like, I want to like them to go back to, Gates of Encourage kind of stuff like that. I didn't really get to participate in that because I was still leveling during that whole experience.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Yeah. People talk about it like it was insane.
But I didn't really participate in it, and I was there. It's just really laggy. The server went down a lot.
Yeah.
But it was cool. Like the actual build up towards it was great. You know, going out and you know, having.
I'm sure they could learn from the mistakes that they made during that event and do something a little bit more spread out.
Cool.
And, not
and the whole server's like handing in rune cloth on a scale. That's like.
Together.
Well, what do you think? You think this will feature something like that, Dills, or at least you hope so, I guess.
I'm just hopeful. I don't know if I doubt it will. I think it's still going to be a fairly solo experience when it actually goes down.
Probably be like the post BC early Wrath plague thing they did.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll see a lot of people in the same area, but no one's going to be like working together to do it all. Really, it's just going to be you doing it and going through the story on your own.
I will save the whole world eventually.
Yeah, you guys don't know, but
I've
saved Azeroth so many times, you guys. I don't know if you know this, but
I know. I'm telling you.
Azeroth would be gone if I wasn't there. So.
Let's see. Upon arrival, some more details. Upon arrival on Draenor or Draenor. How are we saying it? What's the official? Draenor, fine.
Yeah, I say Draenor. Am I saying it wrong?
No, I think you've been.
Yes,
you're saying it wrong.
You're saying it very wrong.
Okay.
Very wrong.
Upon arrival at Draenor, players will go through 45 minutes of experience and try to turn off the Dark Portal to save Azeroth. A 45-minute experience. That's a big chunk of game time. Think about it.
Very specific, though.
Yeah.
What if I take 42 minutes to do it because I'm epic?
Then you'll get an achieve for that.
Okay.
You will see why the why the enemy is so bad right away, as well as why we must stop them. So they didn't say much more about that, but some big major story thing means, this has to stop. We can't let this happen. I'm anxious to see what that is. And then when
kick a puppy,
you kick a puppy immediately.
Yeah. And you're like, oh man, gotta stop these
That's
guys.
it. No more puppy kicking. When Garrosh Hellscream goes back to Draenor, he still thinks he's a great savior. He wants to show the world the might of the united Orc front. Here's how I think that'll go down. This is what this reminds me of. It's like any movie where I'm trying to think of a good example. People are going to just bail on him toward the end. It's going to be sad. He's going to be like the guy that took over Nakatomi Plaza and freaking... in Die Hard.
What?
I'm telling you, this is how this goes. Super powerful, thinks he's awesome.
Gonna fall backwards out of a window.
Yeah. He's going to try to say yippee-ki-yay mother what, and then get shot because Bruce Willis had a gun taped to his back the entire time. You didn't even know.
Ha hands. Now I have a machine gun. Yeah.
I love that movie.
It's a good film.
By the way, Olympus Has Fallen is basically not just Die Hard like, it's straight up, there are scenes taken out of Die Hard. Like, you know the scene where... Okay, sorry, we're gonna offshoot for a second. Wait, don't we have a theme for that? This guy right here.
Stick to the subject, god damn it.
Oh, it's the sweary one. All right, anyway.
Oh, no.
Anyway, that dude.
That'll offend some sensibilities. Anyway, so the scene where McClane goes into the, like, boiler room area thing, it's lots of steam and stuff going on, and he runs into Hans Gruber by accident. And Gruber pretends like he's an American.
He's American. Oh my God! Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! My name's Carl.
Yeah, and he's got the worst American accent, and he's smoking and all that. That exact scene, almost beat for beat, happens in Olympus Has Fallen. He's in he's in a place in the White House that's like all behind the walls. He runs into a bad guy who he is convinced isn't for a minute. He's smoking again, and he finds out toward the end. It's ridiculous.
It's an ode, is what it is.
Yeah. I had a good time with that movie, but it's super stupid. All right, finally. Oh, no, that was it from the Game Planet interview. And worth checking out if you guys want to read that. It's good. All right, anybody get their Hearthsteed, their 3 wins in Hearthstone to get their new mount in World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I did it.
But I haven't actually logged over to pick it up yet.
Oh, I did. I went straight in. I was so excited.
I was 3-0 in Arena. How could I leave? I had to continue.
See, I got 1 in Arena, and then I only won the 1. And then I went and did my 2 other easy Murloc wins.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You know what? I did. I went in to try it, and I got my butt handed to me twice by some rush deck on some guy zerged me twice.
Scott. Sorry.
I can't do it. I don't like what that is right now in that game. I don't like going in and just having some... I don't like it. I don't know how to compare this. It's like playing Brood War back in the day and somebody would just send 50 Zergs over the hill 2 minutes into the match. I hate it. I want to play longer.
You just have to make sure your deck doesn't suck.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Step one, make a deck that doesn't suck.
Okay.
That is literally it.
Dills.
And then you just have to hope the stars and planets align.
Dales, do you give private lessons? Look, can we have a day where I just need some? I need
all you
help.
gotta do is just donate $25
Okay.
to my Twitch channel.
All right, I'm in.
And then we set it up.
All right. People can actually do that? That's great.
Yeah, no, I do like 1 to 2 every single weekend right now.
That's
It's actually
great.
really cool. And they're a lot of fun for me because I get to just sit and talk about Hearthstone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a good time. So if people want to do it, twitch.tv/WheelieDealsSF, and we'll get it going.
Smells-
But yeah, I could make you some good decks, Scott.
I
There's some
suck.
good decks we can make for you.
I suck. I love the game, but I suck.
Warlock or some Hunter or something like that, and give you like a good chance to just win fast or lose fast, and then you can grind your levels up.
Try again.
Is that mount, Terpster, is that mount blue or red, or is there some? There's a lot of talk about how it was going to be,
right? But they said
Blue,
that's
it's like a bluey amber.
but it will
thing.
change or something, or
Will it?
supposed
What?
to,
yeah, it's
but it
supposed
currently
to.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Where's
doesn't.
this-
I don't know if you can do it on the fly or if it has something to do with how you play in Hearthstone that it changes.
Oh, really? Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we haven't talked
They-
about that kind of
Like my
crossover.
APM.
There's a tweet about it. I can't remember who it was, but somebody tweeted about it and said, "Yeah, we're aware that right now it's only blue, but that could
I
change."
think that was
Is it-
Corey Stockton actually who said it.
If you look at the video that they initially sent out, it was in both colors in the video. So
I'm gonna
everyone's
find
Oh,
it.
is
like,
it meant to be
what?
red for Horde or something, is it?
I
Or
think that might be what it is, but right now it sounds like it's just blue for everyone. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm just going to covertly log in now. No one paying attention.
Okay, I'm not looking. It's
Just gonna
fine.
Just check.
It's totally fine.
Because I'm on my Horde, but I'm pretty sure it's blue. Yeah, still.
Yeah, no, it's blue for everyone right now. Yeah.
So, are they redoing Nax? How did I not hear about that? Is Nax getting an update?
What?
I didn't hear this.
Well, this Mumper, Corey posted a thing, says the original Nax layout, it's a picture, it's a map. It says, we are focusing on the military quarter. So much fun putting this one together. Maybe he's just talking about before. So never mind.
Maybe it's stuff history.
Well, he said, note in the very next follow-up tweet, like right after was, note that there are no bosses yet. We had that meeting the following week. Oh, it must be talking about back in the day. He's just being reminiscent. Okay. Relax, everybody.
It's just being a tease.
We're not getting Nax again. It seems dumb that we get that again.
That would be weird to like redo it the third time. That would be very strange.
Okay, here's what he says. He said...
That promise was merely a setback.
Somebody said, okay, so Panzer Trade Chat has been on the show before. She said, I want to know how to get the red one. There is a red one. It was patched in 5.3. I don't know how to get it. I'm an idiot, LOL. Somebody else wrote, yeah, I would like to know where it went to. Give us the red Hearthsteed. And then Mumper said, it is not gone, just not yet. Take a deep breath, count to 10, now slowly back away from the keyboard. So it didn't know details about how it turns colors or if you can choose, or I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, it looks cool blue, and I'm flying around, and then I'm not flying. The wings disappear. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
I like
the news
that.
to me there was we had Panzer on the show. When's that happen?
We interviewed her back.
She was on the special show with Scott.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
just
a
with
lady
Scott.
on the show.
Yeah.
Sorry. Dales and Terps are busy, but I'm free.
We talked about getting her back. She wants to come back, so
Okay.
we'll get her on for a full episode at some point.
I want to find out how to get on this show. I want to be on that show.
You want to be on the private show?
No, on the Kings of the Nerds. King of the Nerds.
King of the Nerds. Yeah, you're next season that's not being made.
No, I just want to be on the show. Yeah.
I would hate that so much.
Yeah.
Who is the king of the nerds?
I think we should have all instance King of the Nerds on the show.
Okay.
Just all three of us, and we'll see.
And we
All
all
right.
try and acclaim the same things.
Yeah.
Is it still hosted by? Is
I'm,
it still hosted by Booger?
co-host.
Booger from Revenge of the
Better.
Nerds. Yeah, he's there. All right, so that's something that's going on. Oh, by the way, the news was brought to you by Doghouse Systems. Forgot to mention that. Doghouse Systems, doghousesystems.com. Oh my gosh, they have amazing things happening right now, some of which I can talk about very soon. So pay attention to that. That's coming soon. Doghousesystems.com. Save money by getting double the memory. Use the code Henry. Doghousesystems.com. All right, time for these right here. World of tweets.
Tweets.
Thank you.
Tweets.
Brought to you by Squarespace, squarespace.com. You want to make a website that says, hey, I'm a giant Heroes of the Storm fan, and I'm going to make a website and blog and podcast, and I need a good website to do it on. I don't want to do a bunch of work. I just want to be able to get in there, pick great designs, build it.
Apparently, on the grapevine, I heard that if you have a fan site, you're more likely to get into the alpha.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
So there you go.
Yeah, so maybe this is your chance. You go make a website over there, try it first. They have a free trial, no credit card required. And if you like it, use the code INSTANCE at checkout for 25% off. And that means everything. So they've got, tools for doing e-commerce. They got all kinds of crap. Go over there and check them out. Squarespace.com and the code INSTANCE.
Everything.
25% off. Damn good deal. All right, got a couple of tweets this week. We'll do this one first. This came to us, or the reply came from Art of Grobinson, which is Greg Robinson, right? Anyway.
Yeah, Greg Robinson.
Yeah, it'd have to be. I know it's a bit trivial. Chris? Is it Chris?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, C.G. Robinson. Never mind. You're right. Chris. I know it's a bit trivial in the broad scope, but will the faction flight mounts get a model update? Wyverns, bats look clunky. He says, I agree. This is another
Griffins
one of those.
look terrible still as well. They've got that really bad.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, it's not good. Says, I agree. This is another one of those hope to, but can't get to soon enough kind of desires on the radar. No to ETA. I think that means probably not going to have it for the expansion. So take that from an art point of view. Now, for those who are into Proving Grounds, this is for you, because I'm not.
All of you who are into that, all of you, we're talking to you, Ted.
Are you a fan of the Proving Grounds?
All three of you?
One guy is into this.
Why not?
I'm sure more people are into it than we think. I don't know.
No one likes it, Scott, because it's like cool gear you got. Yeah, it doesn't mean nothing in here.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, well, then why did I spend all the time getting the cool gear?
You know who really tried to sell this to me early on was Patrick. He was really pushing it. Yeah.
What was he saying?
He was just acting like it was the bomb. This is all pre-miss, but he was just talking it up like, oh, yeah, you're going to love Proving Grounds. I don't love Proving Grounds.
Yeah, I mean.
I think it was Patrick.
A little bit.
He's listening, so maybe I screwed that up. I think that was Patrick who told me that.
I did it a little bit, and then I stopped doing it.
Sounds legit.
Fun for 5 minutes. Yeah.
It does sound legit. So he says, silver Proving Grounds for heroics. With what gear, may I ask? I could not do silver until I had 520 eye level. Doing it with quest greens will be a joke. The answer came back. Joke. Everything echoes in World of Tweets.
Yeah, World of Teats.
World of Teats,
Very echoey Teats.
Teats.
I love it.
World of Teats. Proving Grounds normalizes your gear to 463. Quest greens would be hard, but anything 463 plus should be fine. So that's for all you Proving Ground fans. Take it for what it's worth. I just wanted to give you a little something. Little something, okay? Okay.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Why, it's the town crier.
Oh, looky here. Town crier time. That means your emails and your calls. And if you want to leave us a message, make it short and interesting. We'll play it on the show. 206-202-3969. That's 206-202-3969. Or you can email us at theinstance@gmail.com. Let's start with calls. We got this one about what to do before Warlords of Draenor.
Hey guys, this is Ray. Character name is Tada on the Skilla server. One of the things I'm doing right now is trying to get my Korkon Warwolf. I just want to make sure I get that taken care of before the expansion hits. Also, I heard that the challenge modes are going to be changing, so that's something else that's on my list of things to get done. Just wondering if you had any suggestions, things like that, that may be ending or changing once the expansion starts. Thanks a lot, guys. Love the show.
Okay. Anything you guys have on your bucket list before the end? Maybe we should do a series of these on the show, but I cannot think of any off the top of my head.
So before Warlords, things to do. I would say kill Garrosh would be a big one.
Yeah.
Just because that's an important thing to do. I don't know, maybe check out your farm because you probably haven't spent enough countless hours there. I don't know, past that.
Yeah, I can't think.
I did the Sky Golem. That was really my last major thing. Probably finished my damn cloak quest because that thing just.
Oh yeah, cloak quest. Yep,
doing that thing forever. And then kill Garrosh.
Yeah, I think
Cloak Garrosh is a big deal.
Cloak Garrosh, Garrosh, and the Sky Golem, I think, are like the holy trinity of you should do this before you move on kind of things.
I also would really like to get the completely geared out in the top tier of PvP gear while that's still ever a thing.
I guess some of the world bosses as well, while they're still kind of fun as well, because once you start out gearing stuff, then maybe post squish it might not be that crazy, but
right.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I did a lot of the world bosses on the weekend, and I had a lot of fun doing that.
Over this last weekend,
I did
really?
I did the dinosaur one. I forget what he's called, and I got myself 2 dinosaur mounts on the Isle of Giants, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Because normally you can only get one, but I looted a refuse pile off of the big dinosaur man, and it had an egg in, and so once the first egg had hatched, I could then take the other egg out of the container and use that, which was great.
Good
so,
Lord. Wow.
Yeah, kind of the game broke in my favor, and I did something that I wasn't normally allowed to do. So yay!
It didn't keep. I mean, it
World
didn't.
bosses.
It didn't like nobody's.
It didn't say like it wouldn't let me loot the egg out of the container, out of the pile of refuse, because I already had an egg in my inventory.
Right.
But then after 3 days, the egg hatches, and then you get a mount. And I got a green primal raptor or something like that. And I don't know what I'm gonna get next because I only opened my egg yesterday.
That's great.
So now I've got to wait another 3 days. But yeah, anyway, so world bosses, they're really fun. It's really good. It's like old school raiding almost, just because you can get a load of people together if you wanted to.
Sure.
We did the one up north, the big dragon thing in the what was the one with not the Isle of Giants, the other island that was a raid.
Right. The name's escaping me. Well, how many people did you get to go? How many did?
We had I think 30 or so.
Oh, that's
and I mean
fun.
it was way more than we needed, but it was still fun. It was really good.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was like I said, just something that I don't think would be as fun post expansion.
Sure. Until they get their own new world bosses or something.
Well, there will be there'll be new world bosses, and they'll be different and fun in their own rights. But it's kind of cool to do these ones, which are fun.
I'm going to just say real quick here before we move on to the next call how impressed I am how much WoW talk there is in this episode. There's way more than you guys thought we were going to have, listener. Just admit it. Admit it now.
Well, but in all fairness, equally they did, kind of release pre-orders this week and tell us a release date and stuff. It's a very WoW-filled week of news.
It is.
But then they also did release the Alpha of Heroes yesterday, and Reaper of Souls is releasing in what? How long?
Not long. Week and a half or something?
Yeah, exactly. I cannot wait. I love Reaper so much.
Isn't it?
25th.
Okay, yeah. I was like, it's like a week. It's like right around the corner.
Yeah, it's real soon.
It's really, really soon.
I'm beyond stoked. Can't wait.
Adventure mode is just so good.
Yeah, can't wait.
So I cannot wait for that. All I do at the moment is just farm gear.
Of course. Well, right.
And so I'm really looking forward to just being able to do that, but with a bit more variety.
Yeah, give me a bunch of new, unique things to do. That's the exciting thing. And
yeah, Nephilim Riffs. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
They're great.
And it's I think just really fun that Blizzard's just got so many games.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. If you told me Blizzard was going to have this many games, I would have called you a liar.
No, it seems completely fake.
Never had this many games, and never will. Except they probably will.
If you guys don't smell some kind of corporate strategy here, then you're all crazy, because there's some of that is behind this. Their willingness to expand into these new areas, mess around with free to play.
I think what they're showing though as well is they're not one-trick ponies, and I mean they've kind of shown that through many years. But when you look at the other kind of big successes out there, we're looking at the likes of League of Legends and stuff at the moment that are just huge, massive games, and they seem to be just that. They haven't replicated that across a different genre or game or anything like that, and yet Blizzard just consistently blows us away with these phenomenal games.
Yep, and they're doing it all at once right now, and it feels great. I am not going to complain.
I had this, when I went down to the Parisian office, I know a lot of the PR team, and what's quite sad is there's as many of them now as there was when there was like one release a year,
right.
Maybe one release every 2 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, Patrick's like in charge of like Warcraft and Hearthstone and stuff like that, and they're kind of splitting out responsibilities. But previously, all of those people would have been helping with Warcraft or with Hearthstone.
Yeah.
And Blizzard, what makes Blizzard so brilliant is it's a developer-led company. The developers are involved in everything.
Yeah.
It's not even like, the developers make the games. They literally, they'll help put together the marketing plan. They'll be the ones saying like, okay, guys, we should concentrate on this platform first and then that one. It's truly, they are involved in all aspects. And I think development teams have grown, even then, not as much as they probably could and should have. But I really don't think the kind of marketing teams and stuff like that have grown in line.
Right.
And so all of those guys are just working harder and harder and harder year on year as Blizzard brings out another 8 properties at once. And I think partly that's why I personally think that Hearthstone's come out to nothing really. It's just there's just not enough hours in the day for these people to do it.
Yeah.
You know, the people whose job it is to come up with a cool way of making, you know, Hearthstone interesting and getting, you know, a big noise made. That they're too busy, you know, at the moment with Reaper of Souls, and, you know, Heroes has just come out, and it's just like, you know, it's unrelenting.
Yeah.
Absolute
Yeah,
crazy.
they reserve the big, splashy, noisy party, you know, stuff for the big three still. I think that's still their kind of plan.
Yeah, but again, like I said, I think we're going to get a big to-do come April 1st.
Yeah. You think so?
I know they're also going to do a bunch of jokes, but they're also actually going to release They're going to release
be interesting. And it kind of makes sense if they do release, say, the iPad app on April 1st. It brings so much more fun for them to play with April 1st in future.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when it all goes...
Yeah, they can be like, World of Warcraft on the iPad. You know?
And everyone's going to be like, oh, my God. And they'll be like, no, it's April Fool's. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, don't be
Yeah.
By the way, this is the thing, though. It's a Tuesday. April 1st is a Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
and a common day for
all
launching games. Yep.
in the line, yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. You know how short? You know how that's no time. That's like right around the corner, dude. Like saying nothing. I'll be running adventure mode in Diablo, going, what? It's on the iPad. Okay, I'll be back, Diablo. I'll be back.
Yeah, but you won't.
I will.
Oh wait, you will.
I will.
That's the problem. Exactly. It's nuts.
I
I just
like-
feel sorry for other games
Yeah,
right now
I do
because
too.
us Blizzard fanboys, we're not playing them.
Oh yeah.
You probably still buy them on Steam, in all fairness, if the sale's on. But yeah, it's nuts.
Good stuff. All right, let's talk about music and WoW real quick. Here's a call about that right here.
Hi guys, this is Drew from North Carolina. I want to say I love the new intro, and it got me thinking. Throughout the expansions, I think Miss Pandaria had the best music for me. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. And I was wondering what expansion you thought had the best music. And also, if you have time, I know that some people like to kind of exit out and play Pandora. I was wondering if you prefer that or you just like the in-game music. Bye, guys. Thanks. Love the show.
In-game music for me every time. Miss is easily the best work they've done, and
Miss
I think Wrath is maybe my
Yeah.
second favorite.
I loved Wrath a lot,
Yeah.
but it's really tough to top what they did in Miss.
When I say
Well,
Wrath,
I
I
find-
mostly mean in Wrath like ancillary stuff, like the horse song that Russell did, Invincible,
Invincible.
and I also
All right,
really
yeah.
liked Grizzly Hills was my favorite of the themes.
I personally loved in Miss Pandaria at least what happened when I went up to see the Temple of the White Tiger.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Russell about this, and apparently they don't trigger music on that kind of granular level. But it was just such an exceptional experience for me as I kind of came over the hill as I was going up the big ramp leading up to the temple, and just this massive crescendo, this amazing sound. And it was so cinematic and so all encompassing. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite, still now I kind of just remembering it. I find it hard to even comprehend it and describe it properly.
Yeah.
In just how the music made me feel. And I think that's the power of great music. And so, yeah, for me, it's always music. I do listen to podcasts sometimes. And so I sometimes put things on a slight mute every now and then, but it's the music's just so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. And they I like the what was I going to say? As far as like the intro, because the intro is the big one, right? Like the big 8-minute rolling thing that's at the login screen. That's kind of a popular kind of core theme to all expansions. This Miss one, there's no equal. It's just insanely good, and I don't think I've ever heard anything better. And by the way, speaking of Russell, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but we're just thinking about him. It's been a few weeks now, but he lost his mom. She passed away, and we're big fans of Russell's, and we hope he's doing well and his family's doing well as always. Dills, did you say your favorite? Oh, you liked Wrath and
Yeah. Wrath was really, really great, but I agree with both of you guys that Miss is just like a new level.
Yeah, when you're in Raid, we have to listen to Creed with what's his name's playlist, but outside of that, I try to listen to the music whenever.
How do you mute the mumble channel? Just a single mumble channel.
I don't know if you can. Not sure though.
Can you not?
Well,
You can mute individuals.
probably can.
Well, that's what I have to do then. Mute individual.
Mute because the station's the individual in this case, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's Terpster knows everything. That's what we know about him.
I know many things.
Here's a quick question about ESO.
Hi there guys, so now that we can finally talk about it, I'd really love to hear your thoughts on the Elder Scrolls Online. I think it's probably one of the biggest innovations in MMO RPGs since World of Warcraft came out, and I'd really love to hear your thoughts on it and how it might affect WoW both as a competitor and as like this really new innovative game that could affect MMOs going forward. So yeah, I'd just really love to hear your thoughts. Thanks guys, love the show.
NDA's lifted. Terps, you probably spent more time than either Dills or I in it.
I spent 0 time. So.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's asking about ESO, it's like he can read minds. I don't really agree with what he said
about the innovation and all that.
Like innovation, I don't really see where there is innovation. I see kind of revolution in terms of the return of a lot of kind of Dark Age of Camelot, Trifecta. I think the PvP side of things is very cool. I think, again, MMOs are only fun if all your friends are playing. And I know for me, all my friends aren't going to be playing. So that's why I personally won't be playing it. I think it's a good game. I think the people making it are lovely people. But I don't think it's personally going to be for me.
Dills, are you worried that? I mean, you've talked about trying it when it comes out. You still have interest?
Yeah. I'm losing interest actually, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I feel like everything I've seen of it so far makes me feel like I just won't enjoy the combat, and that's kind of what I'm doing in an MMO.
There's a lot of combat, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of combat.
Yeah.
If I don't enjoy that, and this has always kind of been a problem, like with Skyrim and stuff, it was just like, the fighting is not as cool as it could be.
Yeah.
So like the game itself and everything else around it is amazing, but I don't know. It's probably still on my radar of things I'm going to purchase and give a shot to. But again, I'm not clamoring for it.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily seeing the innovation either. I played the beta on one of the early weeks of the beta, and I enjoyed it fine. It was okay. It looks really cool. I like how it looks. They've evoked the Elder Scrolls thing there. I don't know. I just was running errand quests again and some of that stuff, and I just think to myself, well, I know how to do that. That's cool. I get it. Those are hard to create much more out of that. I'm not sure I like all my hallways being super wide in a game that's known more for its kind of claustrophobic caves and dungeons. Yeah. But I know you have to do that in an MMO experience to make room for everybody and all that. But I don't know. I just feel like it's I'm not as hot as I was to trot earlier. I'm curious though to see how that thing does. I'm more excited. I will say this, at this stage of the game, having played enough of that to get a taste of it and enough of a few other newer MMOs coming out, that one of all the new ones coming is maybe the most interesting to me, but it doesn't really do much to challenge my devotion to WoW at the moment.
And nor will it, I don't think.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's but for people who maybe are new to MMOs and maybe they haven't had a chance to experience it, the magic of one, and maybe they have played Skyrim and they want to give it a go. Maybe it's a good gateway. But yeah, I don't think it's going to change anything much for us at least.
I also think just a subscription. I mean, one of the reasons it's not interesting to me either is I don't want to pay two subs. I just don't want to do that again. I'm done with that. It's not. I can't play it fully enough to get what I think that's worth. And whenever I do that, I just go, oh, I should be spending time in WoW on my cloak or whatever. So
yeah.
It's hard.
I've got so much work to do.
Yeah,
it's my real job.
Right,
World
exactly.
of Warcraft.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
All right. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Exactly.
Emails. Got one here. We're going to do one today. This is from Leanster. This is dude, brand new level 90 druid on the Thorium Brotherhood. He must have boosted. Hey, Dill, Scott, and Terpster. I boosted a druid from 1 to 90 and just wanted to point out two things regarding the free level 90 boost. First, you will start on Timeless Isle, which makes me think I couldn't fly because, of course, you can't fly in Timeless Isle. This is true. My hearth was set to Shrine of the Seven Stars, and his heart. His heart's always there. His mind might be elsewhere, but his heart is back at Shrine of the Seven Stars.
My heart is always there.
So I went there to purchase Wisdom of the Four Winds, and it was not available. I thought maybe I needed high-speed flying, so I paid 4,750 gold for 310 flying in Stormwind. When I hearthed back to Shrine, I still couldn't purchase Wisdom of the Four Winds because I had it all along. Probably won't have spent the 4,000 gold to go from 280 to 310 flying. Also very surprised that I only had the level 1 to 10 flight paths. I'm pretty sure the DK you got had all the old world flight paths before you got out of the starter zone. So that's interesting. If you don't have all the paths, that's a little strange. I guess if you're flying, maybe you don't care. But
so it gives you everything bar epic flying, basically.
Yeah.
Is the thing it says on when you buy it.
Yep.
So you get all your regional flying skills.
Yep.
Just not epic.
Yep. That's the way it is. Better get used to it.
But I'm confused.
About what?
So wait, he's saying that he couldn't fly in Pandaria at level 90?
No, he couldn't fly. He couldn't fly in well, he couldn't fly and knew he couldn't fly in Timeless Isle.
Yeah.
But what he didn't know.
And he went back to Shrine of the Seven Stars, and he couldn't buy Wisdom of the Four Winds,
which would have let him fly in Pandaria.
But he already has it.
But he already
has it.
Right.
So what? So he didn't test mounting up?
That's what. Yes, I think that's what this boils down to. Is he didn't try it. Yeah, which is kind of funny.
I don't understand.
You're given a free wyvern, right? Like I did.
Yeah.
And when I pooped that thing out, I went, "Oh, cool! I can fly immediately," and I could. And then you have all your account bound stuff too. So I don't know why he didn't test that first. I think he's leaving that out of the email because maybe it's embarrassing.
Yeah, because I'm like, there's something missing here. He didn't just pop it in the
embarrassing
air.
part. Yeah. I left out the part where I crapped on stage. I forgot all about that. All right, it's the drop of the week, folks.
The drop of the week.
Brought to you by GameTimeZone.com, where Warcraft gets you 5% off. I just wanted to throw this in here because I think it's great. You can buy the Kerrigan Succubus skin in Heroes, and it is essentially the Succubus from your Warlock, but all Kerriganed up, and it's awesome. It's great.
Nice.
In fact, I love the skins so far. They're a hoot. Some of them are ridiculous. Like there's a Mergablo, but the size of the big fat Diablo guy.
Yeah.
But all
there's
like
some
pink
fun
and
ones
green.
in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah. I'll probably never buy any of them.
I don't think I'm ever gonna want a skin. I know people are into that, but
I'm gonna want to buy them with in-game currency if I can, but not necessarily with real monies.
Yeah.
But maybe if I get really into it and I think that I should, do that, then maybe I will. But I don't know.
So I guess it's a foregone conclusion that this game is going to be free to play. Otherwise, we haven't really talked about
that.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, all MOBAs are. So
yeah,
they can't compete if they're not.
Yeah, that'd be dumb otherwise. I just remember this thing. Remember when it was a lowly StarCraft 2 mod and like they were just going to put this thing out for free and it was called All Stars. Remember that? Those were the days.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yep.
And by the way, if LOL lovers and Dota lovers out there want to get online and say, just typical Blizzard putting out a ripoff of League of Legends, look up the history of MOBAs.
But equally, the guy who made it works for Valve, so right. I think that they're okay. You
know what I mean.
Yeah, Blizzard. It was made in Blizzard's tools.
It was. It was made in their backyard. It was made under their nose.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest with you, I think that the fact it's taken Blizzard, over a decade now to make their own version of it shows an awkwardness that wouldn't have happened had it been made in a Valve game.
Completely
because
agree. Yeah.
Valve would have literally done what they have done multiple times and bought the team. Here you go, you'll work for us, fantastic, cool. Now let's make it again, but with us and a little bit better, maybe.
Agreed entirely. Yep. If that's, I guess what I'm saying is, if they're going to make fun of something, it should be that. That's the weird part, is that it took Blizzard so long to do it.
Yeah.
Or to see its potential.
I think I think they just they didn't see the value in it at the time of taking it on themselves, and now they see.
And maybe their unique perspective on it. Maybe their unique perspective was like, well, this is just a dumb mod in Warcraft. Why is that the value is not in some weird mod. The value is in our big AAA efforts. And this is not one of those.
Exactly. But that's how it works, though. Yeah.
It's interesting. I find the whole thing fascinating. All right. That's it. We're done. That's the show. Terpster, you're on your way to GDC. You'll be here in the States shortly, right? I
will be. I'm going to be in Dill's backyard.
That's right. What do you? So wait, Sunday you said you were going to go to the Rock, right?
I don't know. What else is there to do in San Francisco? Because the Rock's a little bit too touristy.
Chinatown. No, you need to go to the Rock. The Rock is fantastic.
It's pretty good though, dude. It's not. Yeah, if that's the thing you want.
What worries me is if like that's a plan that the American government has, and they're like, finally, we'll get him.
Yeah.
Quick, we'll send him to the most, and then Sean Connery's got to break in and break me out.
If Ed Harris shows up, it's all.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want that. No, The Rock is great.
Forced attraction.
Kim's driving home today from San Francisco, but during the week while she was there, she said that the high point was going to The Rock again. She freaking loved it. So I think you got to go.
Just gonna be out somewhere, out and about, so for a cocktail or something like that. I think there's some sort of gaming party thing going on at this place called Folsom Street Foundry. So I might do that from 12 to 6. Seems like it's free to get in. There's alcohol there, so.
Cool. And it's interesting. Obviously, we were contacted by the Grey Goo guys. So we were talking last time about Petroglyph and their RTSs, and they're making a new one apparently. And so they're out at GDC.
Great.
And so Dills, I think we're invited along to their sort of launch party.
Oh.
And we're allowed to sign an NDA and then consult.
You should
so we say like, yeah, your game's amazing, or your game's terrible, you need to fix it. But yeah, it'd be good fun.
Yeah, sounds like fun. I'm jealous. You guys are gonna get to hang out, you bastards.
Well,
we'll have fun with that. That'll be good, and be careful there, because I don't know why. Just do.
Yeah, be careful, because dangerous over here.
Dangerous city.
Dangerous San Francisco. That's everyone.
Go to Chinatown and do all that stuff. That stuff is great. You'll get all kinds of good footage. So you guys should have a good time. Dills, anything going on with you this week we should pimp?
Well, Hearthstone is launched, so if you were someone who was waiting for that day to happen to check it out, you should probably check out the Angry Chicken, because we talk about it all the time.
TAC, baby.
Yeah, and again, we have the Patreon, so if you are already somebody enjoying the Angry Chicken, you can help support us there. Other than that, baseball season, mediocre golf is about to start up. I think actually the weekend after this is our first official tournament of the year.
Oh, goodness.
We just had a Germany chapter start up.
Whoa.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 9.
Germany.
Schnell.
And
Yeah.
If you live in Germany and you are a bad golfer, but you love golf, then you should check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good. Of course, Willie Dills on Twitter, and you got your Terpster at _T. For more cool stuff from us, check out theinstance.net. Show notes, all that kind of stuff is there. So please go check that out.
Please
on Twitter, I'm at Scott Johnson. You can also find the show at Instance Show. We're on Facebook. We're all over the place. If you want more good shows like this, why don't you check out frogpants.com? Good stuff. I mentioned it during the promo at the top of the show, but Nerdtacular tickets going quick. If you want to come, you want to be there, go buy them. They're at nerdtacular.com.
Oh, crap. I don't have mine yet.
You don't need one. They're cheap, and they're cool. So be there. It's going to be awesome. Nerdtacular 2014. It's going to do it for us. For me, for Dills, and for Terpster. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Oh, it's the wrong
It's
one.
the drop of the... Oh, sorry. World of tweets.
I'm such a dumbass.